Well, I have to confess, growing up, I had a very unrealistic idea of what life was supposed to be like. I had magical thinking. I actually believed that a group of people could burst out into a perfectly choreographed dance and beautifully arranged vocals at the spur of the moment. I didn't understand that what seemed to be spontaneous was actually the result of hours of development and rehearsal. I also believed those fairy tales that ended with happily ever after. I thought life worked that way for everyone, that yeah, we'd have struggles, but eventually we'd all get to the happily ever after part, and then life would just be great. But the struggles kept coming. Where was my happily ever after? I felt cheated out of a life I believed was rightfully mine. It wasn't till I got sober and started in recovery that I came to understand the nature of life. Life is miraculous and beautiful and wonderful, and no one is spared from suffering. You have probably heard the parable of the crossroom. A young man at the end of his rope, seeing no way out, dropped to his knees in prayer. "Lord, I cannot go on," he said. "I have too heavy a burden to bear." And the Lord replied, "My son, if you cannot bear the weight of your cross, just place it inside this room. Then open that door and pick out any cross you wish." And the young man was overwhelmed with relief. "Thank you, Lord," he sighed, and he did what he was told. Upon entering the other door, he saw many other crosses, some so large you couldn't even see the tops. And then he spotted a tiny cross leaning against the far wall and said to the Lord, "I'd like that one." And the Lord replied, "My son, that is the one you came in with." We often make the mistake of comparing our in to other people's outsides. What we see of someone's life is simply the tip of the iceberg. Everyone has areas of suffering in their lives beneath the surface. And sometimes our suffering is so great that we don't even know how to pray. And in those times, Paul says, the Spirit helps us in our weakness, for we do not know how to pray as we ought, but that very Spirit intercedes with groanings too deep for words. I love that. Sometimes we can't even articulate the hurt, and that the Spirit groans on our behalf. The Spirit holds space for our feelings and our worries that are too big for our words, and shares them with God for us. And with the Spirit's groaning within us, we are then called to share in God's rescue plan for the whole world.